I'm bursting in the seams to say them, but you warned me this morning not to. And I'm going to respect what you said. But I shouldn't have asked you. That's a mistake I made. I should have just gone off on my own tangent by myself. Because I know how to do this.
Yeah, well,
I know how to go off.
my 2 pence here.
And I can seriously go off, but I wouldn't go off.
My 2 pence here, $100. Now, never turn fool when you reach the crossroad. Don't let men send you out. Or women. Go out when you want to, when you need to go out. And there will be a time when you'll have to speak.
Times like this, I remember Paul Roberts.
Yeah.
And being around him as I took my toddler steps
Yeah.
in radio, being around him, and he got to know me very well. And he would say to them guys, look, AD is good, because he's the one who gave me the name AD.
Yeah.
He says, AD is good, very good. He'll do anything for you guys. Don't get him upset. If you get him upset, he has a tendency to self-destruct. And when he self-destructs, he's bringing down everybody around him.
Yeah. Like you're having an implosion, not an explosion, implosion.
You know? No, but this one will be an explosion because I want to take down some people who are not necessarily around me. Let me tell you something, Carl. Leaders, and I'm speaking here politics, Leaders, hey, I leave you alone. I give you your praise. I treat you with respect. We have Mr. What's his name now who is fending it on his own, Mr. Frederick. I give him respect. He's fending it on his own. He's an independent. Great. Mr. Mitchell, and you know that from the get-go, you know, Carl, being here, that I've always said, Mr. Mitchell. Never have I disrespected that young man. Never. I can call my brethren, I call him Keith, I call him Claudius, I say bro, whatever, you know, because, you know, he knows that I'll never disrespect him. He's certain of that. If one person he knows that would not disrespect him is Andre.
Yeah.
And any other. I'm hearing about Mr. Prudhomme. And likewise, all their, I call them beneaters, all those who are running in the parties, I respect you. As a matter of fact, I respect all and sundry. You don't have to be Grenadian, all. But don't for one moment believe that I, Carl Andre Clement Donald, is ever scared of you. I'm not. I just choose not to identify with you. So for the people who listen and come and tell you, and for you when you listen to yourself, meaning when you listen to this station, because I know that you do, I choose not to mention you. I know that you do. Don't believe I'm scared of you. Remember, there was one time that you did tread on the toes of a young lady, and I came here and I said to you, stop it. Because it would not just stay just on radio. It could extend beyond radio. Do you understand? And if you say that there is a threat and you want to go to the police station and say I threaten you, go right ahead.
Andre, rein in yourself.
Go right ahead.
Erica, right now, Andre, I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Why you asking me why I'm scared?
I just don't want you to be scared. Scared is a negative word. So I don't want you to be scared.
Ask me why I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
I'm scared what I could do to them. That's why I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Just do it.
Ah, man, I know. That's why it's when I come and see your sleeve roll up.
Yeah.
I'm morning, Lena Elizabeth Bridge, and how you doing? Hope everything is okay with you. Are they here with them?
Inadvertently, I rolled my sleeves up. I before you came, I knew nothing, you know. Because I choose not to partake. You understand? I choose not to partake. But don't let me do so and decide, okay, fine. I am going to go into the gutter with you. Because I tell you this, Heaven and earth will pass away. Now. But my level of destruction on you will not pass. Don't take that as a joke.
And Donald, I want you to look up a word on the dictionary for cabal. What do you mean of cabal?
Hold on, let me look it up for you. Spell it.
CABAL.
A secret political clique or fraction.
So, I was listening GBN, and there were Tobias Clement, Joseph Andal, and Judd Cadet.
Judd?
Yeah. There was this election watch thing.
Judd Cadet? What's
Yeah.
Judd doing there?
Judd, and what was instructive there, and I ask you to look for that word. Joseph Andal make the pronouncement and say, this NDC has no attachment to the NDC before, because there's nobody who served in the Tillman Thomas cabinet with them. So if you still be part of it, so that means it's a cabal. Read the meaning of cabal again.
Well, I can go extensively here and say a cabal is a group of people who are united in some close design,
Yeah.
usually to promote their private views or interests in an
Yes.
ideology, a state, or another community, often by intrigue and usually unbeknownst to those who are outside of their group.
Yes, so from today I go refer to the NDC as a cabal, and that's the definition there. So they could go and Google it and research it, because I know they're listening. So the cabal of the NDC, because Joseph Andal said them is not the NDC of Tillman Thomas, his words, they could go and listen GBN. I ain't saying not he, Joseph Andal, will say.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk?
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling.
Redemption. Remember that word. Good morning, Mr. Frank. How are you doing?
I am good. And you?
I am okay, sir. Nice to hear you.
Okay.
Let's hear the weather, bro.
All right. So it's a fair morning across the state, across the southernmost part of the state down here. Winds are blowing from the east at 15 miles per hour. The pressure is above the mean and is rising at 1014.0 millibars. Present temperature 27.5 degrees. Orange 76%. Maximum temperature here within the last day went up to 30.3 degrees. Minimum temperature last night went down to 26.9. Please note all temperatures at all times are in degrees Celsius. There was no rain within the last day, hence for the month so far, total stays at just 0.1 of a millimeter. Very poor start in terms of rainfall for the month, but let's see how the next few days go. So looking at the forecast followed for the day and the nighttime, the weather expected to be mostly fair and windy with a low chance of some brief showers. Maximum temperature for the day should get up to near 31 degrees. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Waves should get up to near 7 feet, hence seas will be moderate. If you're going out at sea and you have a small craft, please take note there is a warning out for you. Be safe out there. Tides are rising now, should be high this morning, just about 10:30, and then low this evening near 6 o'clock. Sunset, 6:23. Sunrise on Thursday, 5:45. Just to recap the forecast followed for the day and the nighttime, the weather expected to be mostly fair and windy, with a low chance of some brief showers. Once more, if you're going out at sea and you have a small craft, keep in mind you could meet waves up to 7 feet. Hence, there is a warning for you. Play it safe. That's it from the Met Office. And from my Frank.
Thanks, Fimba. Have a wonderful day, my brother.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Great. Good. Bye-bye. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. Carl, I want you to give me permission to do something.
What's that?
Don't ask me.
No,
Just
I
trust.
can't-
Just trust me. Don't
Do it.
ask me.
Do it.
Right. So, when elections are over,
Yeah.
1 week after elections, I will take an hour, maybe less, but no more than an hour on a Friday morning. On that Friday after elections, I'll take an hour
Yeah.
and I'll say everything that I want to say
That
and
you
cannot,
need to say.
that I need to say that I cannot say at this
That you shouldn't say now.
Yeah, well,
No, it's not the
say
time for that. It's like this thing. We go jam Dorothy when the time.
Yeah, with Dorothy.
So all for now, you remember Dr. Eric Williams? He was famous for saying Lady Jackass Bray.
Yeah.
So Lady Jackass Bray. All for now, Lady Jackass Bray. Because with the bigger picture is about the people of Grenada and the country. Love for country is the bigger picture right now, Andre Dana. And we cannot lose focus or let anybody dangle no carrot in front of us for it to run for it. We're not this rabbit, we don't hungry for carrot. So let's do the biddings of the Most High.
Hold on, Dorothy.
Wait,
Take your time, Dorothy.
wait, Dart. You go get jam.
Wait, Dorothy. Wait. Hold on there.
1983, me fan back for favor. I decide to help them, so I write the soca. Last year they come back with a different story. They say they want something smutty about Gino Dorothy. And now on your fans to know your future depend. So I sit down to write this not only to please them, but I take up a pen and a piece of paper and I write out the first verse. Listen what I remember. Oil money come, oil money go. Poor people remain on the pavement and ghetto. And when Mr. Divider start, go divide the bread equally. Yes, I'm going and finish the whole damn Calypso about Dorothy. Our jam shake.
Hold on. Election go coming. Election go done.
And we roll back.
And you talk about me rolling up sleeve? It's you roll up sleeve yet. I'm cutting out the sleeves. And I come in.
Yeah, because...
Take your time.
Well, I have to rein in myself to Andre. I wake up this morning in a special way. After communicating with the Ancient of Days, he made a lot of things clear to me. And he says to me, worry not. Worry not. You're in safer hands. And we have to give the people the information to make them understand they'll be safer hands in the house of the NNP. So the thing about it, Andre Donald, I was born on this liquor rock. My navel string berry on this liquor rock. So anything that goes on that would affect anybody on this liquor rock, I have the moral authority to speak on it.
Go on.
And no one, nobody wouldn't cramp my style.
I have a warning for a friend of mine who lives in New York. I have a warning for her. When I start to take down the branches, ensure that you not on that tree.
You have, even in fake,
Alright.
Andre, when me growing up and we playing police and thief, even then he had collateral damage. Even in fake, was he a casualty?
I hope that you're not on that tree when I start to, how do I say? My grandpa
The
say,
branch.
when I start to hamstring you, I hope you're not there. All right? I'm giving you fair warning
Fair game.
because everything will be fair game.
But all for now, Andre, our whole mission here is to
Yeah, man.
let people know about the cabal.
The cabal.
Because-
But no, my mission this morning is to speak about my brethren. I let people know that, that's happening this morning. My brethren gonna be, tinging.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? You asking? That's what you're asking? Nimrod Oliver.
Yeah, man. I realize Nimrod have it cock.
Nimrod Oliver, this morning, I will be speaking to him. Unfortunately, I'm looking here for the Waterwise.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing one for this morning, unfortunately. So I apologize on behalf of Nawasa for that. Not seeing that program. I have something, but I have to do so and drop on you before I speak to my good boy
Nimrod.
Nimrod. I should be speaking to Nimrod in about 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
But I have something. This one is a bomb, Yeah, this one is a bomb. Yeah, I saw it on social media yesterday, so I thought, well, wow. Check this out, Carla.
Notice people just have some faith. This election we sticking with cage, loving and caring, always delivering. Nobody is perfect, but this lady so unique. I got no doubt that she care. I will give a listening ear. I'm sticking with cage, you sticking with cage, we sticking with cage, we sticking with cage. Because we know what we have, we don't know what we will get. If you vote someone else, you will live to regret. I'm sticking with K, you sticking with K, we sticking with K, we sticking with K. The evidence it is clear to see within the constituency, Parliament Patry, plain feeling a poetry. My people, I beg you, don't be fool. Paradise have a new preschool. Don't make your head so high. New road now in Baghdad. I'm sticking with K, you sticking with K, we sticking with K, we sticking with K. Because we know what we have, we don't know what we will get. If you vote someone else, you will live to regret. I'm sticking with K, you sticking with K, we sticking with K, we sticking with K. I'm begging you now for heaven's sake, put the icing on the cake and vote for the woman. Let you continue with the mission. Protection raining, blessed so happy. Upper St. John and ICT, health center in a woman. Parapet wall like Gibraltar. I'm sticking with K, you sticking with K, we sticking with K, we sticking with K. Because we know what we have, we don't know what we will get. If you vote someone else, you will live to regret. I'm sticking with K, you sticking with K, we sticking with K.
All right, Carl, easy. Stop jumping up now.
Nah, man. So the message there is we sticking with Kit because Kit has delivered. With Kit as the representative, it will be in safer hands. But let's not forget the messenger, Andre. It is instructive to know that the messenger in what you just played was not in the house of the New National Party.
Say that again.
The messenger was not in the house of the New National Party. But on the road to Damascus, the light shone, shining in his eyes, and he recognized that we're in safer hands with the NNP. So welcome, bro. And that is what the NNP is about.
I see on social media I see on social media that Ali, not Ali Gill, Ali Mature, Ali beating up on the small acts. They're like, what? Everybody beating up on small acts, but
how is it? Anytime somebody align themselves to the NNP, some people beating up on them and calling them names and so on.
nobody called Terry Forrester any names. You know, go on and align it who you wanted.
Yeah, they didn't call him.
No, nobody said anything about Terry.
The
All people say that Terry kind of ungrateful, and he knows that.
Then they didn't say that about Tobias either.
No. Go do what you want to do. That's your business. All they say is Tobias do a sense, and everybody know that. That's nothing strange.
But when you hear you're flying in the back seat, you have to react.
With Dorothy.
Andre Donald, you know a lot about Brian Charles Lara.
Sir.
And they tell you anytime Brian Lara come in the wicket, don't have no engagement, they don't talk to Brian Lara, don't whole thing. Because you just, when you start doing that, you're just giving him the energy. Well, whatsoever, let me use it as energy and fuel, man. Thanks for that. Let it motivate us to continue to do what we need to do.
Thanks. Anyway.
And Andre Donald, what now before you go? And what they cannot say anything about the content of the program, Andre Donald. They go personal, they go say all manner of utter nonsense, but the content, the message, the information, unprecedented in radio. Like you see the first talk show you had?
Yeah, Scrapbook. That was the name, Scrapbook.
And you still remain the Brian Lara of radio because for the time you've been in it, and you still don't break a sweat yet. After 300 runs, you don't sweating yet.
I ain't in the
After
cup.
18 years of Real FM and other years in radio, you don't sweating yet. So, like I say, you still have the experience of a veteran, but the adrenaline of a rookie still runs in you. And that cannot be compromised or stopped. They go try. But as long as you are wrong, they go always be second best.
I appreciate all that, all those allocates that you know.
No, as long as you are wrong and you done in
sorry.
radio, they go be second best.
Thanks for the accolade.
First, they don't have no formal training in radio. And you have that. So when you speak, you could present certificate and orders for radio. They can't say that.
Bridging, don't even bother with this thing.
I don't
man.
bother, and I just speaking of you, Andrea, well placed to speak of you is my friend. So if I can't speak of you, who else you want me to speak of? Andrea asked you. Andrea, take it easy. I know you don't do well with compliments, but take it easy. Just relax, you're getting your flowers now. I won't come when you transition to the elders and make all kind of pronouncement. Boy, I'm telling you now. So just take it with your smile, with your schmuckies. And I know where you want to go, Andre. No, Dorothy, go get jammed when the time is right. Never let them send you out. Never let them make you turn fool when you reach in the crossroad, Dre. In the crossroad, you don't turn in fool at all.
Good morning, Dr. Keith Mitchell. How you doing, sir? I'll be having an interview with your
One of his lieutenants.
with one of your and he's indeed a lieutenant, eh?
Well, I don't speak ordinary
Indeed
here.
a
you know.
lieutenant. One of your lieutenants this morning, sir.
Andre Donald, when I speak, I speak. You know. If they don't believe you and they don't understand, I say just go and Google what a lieutenant is. And I trust the one of that. He's not hurry come up, fly by night, fetch. He's not people who jumping up in every little match and thing with the law is being abrogated. You see them carrying live and making all kind of pronouncement. He's not doing this shenanigans. He's a man of the people, for the people, and by the people. And he has a track record, Andre, of doing for the people even when not yet in the corridors of power. You know? So you don't waiting to see when we get there what are we doing. The man has a track record of being a people's person. When a man like Benjai from Trinidad and Tobago could come here and testify of the character and the content of the man. Because I keep telling you here, that character is like pregnancy cannot be hidden. And even those who are speaking jackassness, that's the character. So you can't hide. You come out.
Okay.
I want Benjai would be here. And speaking of the gentleman, people asking if Benjai could vote. Benjai don't have to vote. Is the message. Benjai let you know this guy is a guy worthy of your support. Is a guy you could put to represent you, and representation will be full 100.
And Virginia Minds and say, yo, play the Bob Marley bad card and listen to the first line. I don't play that Virgin again. I don't play that this morning already, you know. Them I got tired to see my face, you know. Can't get me out. You know that. Mellow Mix, good morning, man. Respect all the time. Ann Rodney, how you doing? Great. And did Harvey check in this morning? Let me see quickly, but yeah, whoa, Harvey was there since 7:30.
My good friend Ann.
Good morning. Ann, what's up? I have a lot of Ann around me. Ann Rodney, Ann Harvey, and my big sister Ann. Yeah. I used to think that my sister was the queen daughter, you know, because the queen daughter's name is Ann.
Yeah.
But when I do check, my sister's name is spelled A-N-N and not A-N-N-E. So that's when I knew that my sister was not the queen daughter. That's what I used to think when I was little growing up, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Joan Francis, right. So you see, right, Joan Francis wanted to see what shirt I was wearing this morning. John, what them shirt I get kind of scarce this morning. What? Carl, I need to...
Jenny Francis.
Oh, Jenny?
Jenny watching, man.
Oh, Jenny's watching. Okay, morning, Jenny. I need... Oh, yeah. Okay, Carl.
Tell me.
I have no other sauce. I need to do so and tap that sauce today and pull out some... not pull out, but order some shirts. Yeah, I need to...
You preparing for the bad shot next year then?
No, it's just that I ain't bad shot every day. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Andrew Donald. Good morning.
Morning, Miss Scott.
And good morning to Mr. Clayton. Good morning, sir.
All right.
Morning,
Good
morning.
morning to Grenadiers.
All right,
Home
let me tell you before you go. I can only give you 2 minutes right now because I'm organizing to do an interview with Mr. Nimrod. Do you
I
understand?
heard you, sir. I heard
Yeah,
you,
so I just
Donald.
let you know so you don't
Yes,
have no problem
but
until
what I'm saying to you, Mr. Donald, I heard you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying good morning for you and the rest of the listeners to know Miss Camille always tune in. Good morning, and to my friend from New York, that is one of your large listener in New York. She's in Grenada, and she and her husband, her Jamaican husband here, you know, and she tell me to tell you, God, people love you. But she's in Grenada right now, so she might be listening. Good morning to you, sweetheart, and good morning to Miss Yola, sweetheart, my Prime Minister. Good morning, sir. Mr. Nimrod, good morning. Have a blessed day, Grenada. Okay?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, one love.
One love to Rastafari.
Yeah, Haile Selassie.
Almighty God and King.
Ja! Rastafari.
Today is our morning with a how much years Mali died. Anyhow,
Don't worry.
I'm here listening at tuning till I'm ready to go now.
All right, love. Take care of yourself. Have a good one, yeah?
I'm trying.
Okay, my darling.
Bye.
Yeah, Carl.
Somebody say let it order it for you on Amazon. Eh?
Go ahead. Yeah, I gotta pull out some shirts, man. From 2 sources. Oh, one of my children. Carl, 2 of my children. You know, I have quite a few, eh? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 children is a lot in a car.
Somebody expressing some good love and thing there for you, man.
Who's that?
Some St. John.
St. John?
Yeah.
St. John. Good morning. Good day. How are you all doing? Give my heart. Okay. Morning, Theresa. St. John.
I realize compliments when it hit you like you just have pain, man.
Yeah. Anyway, let me send the thing to the gentleman, Carl. You all causing me to run thing with the man. What I'm telling you, man. Watch, Ollie, just leave me alone. Let me do some organized Mr. Nimrod, yeah? Where's that thing? Carl, because I need to send him the
link.
So, did I ever send him a link before? I will find out, you know. And nah, I never sent him a link before, so okay. Alright. Oh, Carl, talk to me now, man.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, Dre, it is what it is. And you start up this morning by saying you have an hour to dedicate to the people at some time. And that time will come, however. We have to remind the citizenry of Grenada, the public, as to the character of the cabal, the National Democratic Congress. Because if you understand what a cabal is based on the definition, and when one says, one member who is of the 15 would say, we are not the same NDC of thing, because you don't have nobody in the Tillman Thomas cabinet with us, so that means a fraction. So they're a cabal. It falls right up the alley of a cabal. So I'm well within my reach, and I was telling you, because I was born here and been able to string berry here, matters of that, and when election time come and the issues, I am well pleased to speak of it. And I'm not a guy who like to say in the middle of the road, I'll choose, and I've chosen the NNP. Win, lose, or draw. And unlike others where they say they're doing it for X, Y, and Z, are doing it for the country. Because the country has afforded me a lot in my time. And yes, I remain a humble citizen. But I must speak of the issue. And the issue that is pervading this country is one of pension. And pension is for public workers. But Andrew, I want you to understand that it's like you have one
Just
kid.
to let you know, as soon as you finish that, we're going straight to Mr. Nimrod.
Like
because
go
he's-
to him.
No, you finish. You finish your statement. 30 seconds. Finish your statement, then we go to Mr. Nimrod because we have him lined up. Yeah?
The
Just to let you know.
national cake ought to be shared evenly. So yes, public workers have to get a due, but all workers of the state government has to provide for those he has to provide for and create social stability. You ever wonder why the crime rate is low in Grenada? Because of social stability under the NNP. So after we speak to Mr. Nimrod, we'll expound more on social stability, and I will give you my understanding of the thing.
And we'll probably-
And it correlates to the low crime rate here.
You see, because when you speak of social stability, Carl, it is probably the best way to start with Mr. Nimrod this morning, because it had, for him to get associated with the new National Party, coming from the organization that he worked with for a very long time, the NYPD, he must have seen some sort of a stability within the NNP to get involved,
Yes.
to retire and to get involved. So probably that is the first question we might go with what do you think? First question with
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Nimrod this
yes,
morning?
yes.
So let's say good morning to Mr. Elvin not Elvin, Nimrod Oliver. What? Good morning, Nimrod. How you doing?
Morning. Are you hearing me?
Of course I'm hearing you. This thing doesn't work by fluke, you know, Chief. What's your story? You just need to go to your left a little bit, and we'll be fine. Just go to your left a little. Just bring your chair. If you bring your chair to the left a little, then we're beautiful there. We're beautiful. You
Your
look.
left or my left?
It had to be your left. It couldn't be my left. You look so handsome with that shot. Your wife can get married to you all over again if she's looking at this.
That's the game plan. That's the game plan.
That's a game plan. All right. So, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very, very well. A pleasant good morning to you and Carl and to your listening audience, and I appreciate and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to.
So the first question that we decided to ask you this morning, what did you was it because of the stability of the new national party that you decided, okay, fine, you're going to I wouldn't say give it all up, but you're going to stop what you were doing in another country and return to your country and get involved to do more? Was it because of your stability?
Well, most definitely, yeah. As you know, in life, you don't take chances on stuff that really matter. And running a country and building a country does call for stability. I've been involved in organizations, as my job throughout, and stability is the main point of the military and NYP. And I've been a long-standing member of the New National Party, and I mean, it goes without saying, it's the New National Party is stable. It's concerned about nation building. It's concerned about Canadian citizens. The party exudes exemplary empathy that's required. The service within the party for the constituents is top class. So it was no doubt which party and where I would want to continue giving my service to the Grenadian public.
So let's get down to what I call brass tracks now, because that question just came while Carl and I were just chatting here. Let's get down to brass tracks.
I heard.
Okay, you heard. Good. Now, you, Nimrod Oliver, you made a promise to me, and then I heard you make it to the constituents of Northeast, St. George Northeast. And you promised, I remember you said to me, Andre, when I get involved in this thing, I am going to visit every single house in the constituency. We don't know when the gentleman is going to decide to call elections. We don't know when he's going to dissolve parliament. We don't know anything. But how close are you, if close is the word to use now, how close are you in relation to achieving that goal? Because that's your first goal as far as I'm concerned.
And I'm happy to report, yes, it is a goal that I set for myself, and I embarked upon it. And I'm happy to report I'm just about 99.8% through the constituency. That is, getting to every door. There is just one area one area on one street that I didn't quite complete. I started it, but I still have some more houses there. So probably 98.8%. And I intend to get that done in the immediate future, God's be alive. And so that is knocking doors, and it's two-faced. So I go, if you're home, I introduce myself to you directly. If you're not at home, I would leave a letter signed with my signature and my personal phone number that, hey, I visited and you were not home, and you can always reach out to me in that regard.
How the hell did you do this, Nimrod? A constituency, and you did it by walking. Thank you very much.
I lost 30 pounds, Andre. I lost 30 pounds, so it was a great experience. In that I get to meet the constituency, the constituents. I get to learn more of the constituency. I get to meet a lot of great people residing in the Northeast, and some visitors. And at the same time, I had a health benefit that I didn't even know was part of the thing when I started it. So it's great. I intend to continue it even after election is over and all of that, because I want to stay in contact and in constant communication with the constituents that I'll be representing.
What is the feel, Nimrod? What's the feel you're getting from the people as you crisscross the constituency? What's the feel you're getting?
It's a very good feeling. In that, listen, we do know that election wins, votes wins an election, and people do have to come out on election day and vote. But I'm talking in terms of reception, in terms of mingling with the community, talking to the community. I could count on one hand the amount of, I would say, I would venture to say I have not really had a negative interaction that so impacted me. very, 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 very minuscule. People were welcoming. Yesterday, the sun. I was actually out there yesterday, still going house to house trying to finish an area. One of the ladies looked at us and she said, "It's so hot. Come inside and have some iced tea." And I tried to decline graciously, and she insisted, "No, it's too hot." And she made some iced tea for us, and then she's like, "Oh, I wish I knew you would come in. I would have baked some stuff and and have some stuff prepared." And as we were leaving, she's like, "Let me go inside and get you a hat. It's so hot out there. Let me get you a hat."
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's the kind of love. Yeah.
Well, you can send me back for the big product. I'll go back and I can go back and collect it for you. But I am happy. I'm happy with your report. As we say good morning to Zingo. Zingo just checked in. As you say, saying bless up to you. He just checked in this morning.
Madman himself.
Yeah, the madman himself. But I'm very happy that you have achieved that, or is just about where you will achieve that goal in terms of knocking on every door or visiting every yard throughout the Northeast constituency. Carl Caton is here, as you know, so he will at one point in time interject with different questions that he would have for you.
Well, I see he's writing, so I mean that means
Yeah, he's writing. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but when you look at the constituency, that is a constituency that is so very diverse.
Right.
But let us look at the youth in that constituency. How are you? How do you believe that you're impacting with the young people in that constituency?
Well, there are a number of programs that are on stream now, affecting that are put in place to assist and to help the youth. But apart from those programs, I pride myself in having good interaction skills, especially with young people. Right? I think I shared that with you before. One of the jobs that I did in NYPD was as a truancy officer. So as a truancy officer, you deal with the younger kids in the society, and so I was able to learn a lot and gained a lot of experience. So and one of the things when I looked at the constituency, in driving through the constituency, I noticed that there were a lot of youths, and I said to myself, I have to engage these youths in a meaningful way, because oftentimes we drive by, we see them, and we're like, oh, they're just idling, what a bunch of idlers. But you and I know very well, you engage these young people, you have conversations with them, and oftentimes, you get to figure out what is the social issue on the other barriers that are hindering them from doing stuff that we might perceive a little more progressive and up and up. So I has been engaging the youth. The youth is very, very responsive. A lot of them have my cell phone numbers. We interact, we chat. They ask for advice, they ask for help, I give in whatever way I can. So I am very, very positive about the youths in St. George's Northeast, and I am committed to helping St. George Northeast and helping the youths in St. George's Northeast to develop better sustainability and way of life.
Mr. Nimrod, as the only youth there, and you lost him.
No, you said you.
As we on the youth, and based on your experience being in the NYPD and others, we know the programs and plans the new National Party is presently, the plans are in place now. What you as an individual would add and bring to those plans?
Well, again, yes, you have the programs and a lot of time programs and policies that develop, and we have it developed in within the box. I think with the experience, with dealing with a wide cross section of individuals, you get to know that each individual does have what you call individual needs, and so you would have to curtail and develop within the standing policy ways to reach other cross sections of the youth. And I think I have attributes in that regard, and those are part of my intentions, to make sure that no one gets left behind and to make sure everyone is engaged in a meaningful way.
Okay.
When Nimrod came to town, And by that I mean when people started to hear about Nimrod Oliver, it was white in the moonlight, moonlight in the white, all sorts of things. That is what it was. Then the second coming of Nimrod took place, politics. But let me ask this. With your background in promotions, is that gone? Or when you win the seat, we might see you doing a big promotion maybe at another venue or probably the same venue, Moonlight City? Are we going to see a politician doing some promotions here?
Well, listen, culture is part of my thing. A lot of what I did with White in the Moonlight, and people thought I made money out of this. Listen, a lot of the years it was a losing venture. But it was a losing venture financially. But culturally, Grenada gained. Culturally, we progressed because I was able to expose, a lot of persons. I took pride in helping the younger artists come in and showing their talent. So culture would never ever die when it comes to me. I traveled all over the Caribbean carnivals, right? You probably didn't know that. And with the same venue you talked about, Patrice was here. Well, it was 2 weeks. I actually went up to the show. And I went up to the show and I made a morning. I haven't made a morning in a fete in like ages. But again, it's supporting the art form, supporting the culture. Even when I used to sleep in New York, I wouldn't say live because I was in New York, but my mind, body, and soul was in Grenada. So I used to, in my mind, I was living in Grenada. And I took pride in helping all the artists in from here when they were coming, especially when they're coming for the first time. They don't know what's going on, and so that was part of it. As a matter of fact, I got a call this morning from Specky. It's like, I know your launch is tomorrow. Let me know what I can do because you've always been there for me. It's over 20-something years you're there for me. You never asked me for nothing. You did so much for me in the past. Whether it's you give me this, give me that. You never asked me back for a cent. You never did. So so that's the kind of the kind of love, and you name it. Whether it's Specky, Killer, Talpree, Zingo. You name it. When it comes to artists, I will do what I have to do because I believe, just as I believe in showcasing Grenada as a whole, the country, the nation, the talent within was also one to be exposed. Because you think of soca and calypso, Trinidad readily comes to mind, but we have a lot of talent here, and I took pride in showcasing that. So yes, I know I went all over the place to say yes. The art form will continue, and you can expect that even as a parliamentarian, yes, so something would take place.
I love that. You know what I love about all of this? The last statement you made there. As a parliamentarian, it speaks to your positivity in relation to that St. George Northeast seat. Although you're still working, you're still walking about, you're still massaging the egos of the people, you're still there with them, showing them, but you believe in your heart of hearts at this particular point in time, Nimrod, that you're going to win this, and that's good.
Well, you have to speak it into being, but you can't speak it into being and sit back and expect for it to happen. So I'm committed. I'm still going to walk. I'm going to walk up until the day election, probably not walk election day because in terms of that kind of stuff. But you better believe even the day after election, I will be out there again working.
You know what? I need to do so and hit Zingo here. Zingo said to me, Andre, you picked up on that quick, man. But Zingo, come on. I've been in this thing too long not to pick up on something like that. What's wrong with you? I believe he's a madman in truth. I just believe that he's a madman. But you spoke of artists and you spoke of your contribution to different artists at different point in time in their career. And you've spoken in all your utterances this morning in relation to artists, you've spoken to local artists. However, in Grenada, at this particular point in time, because I've seen it making the rounds on Facebook, in One way that I choose not to even mention, I'm not even going to go there, but I've seen other rounds on Facebook that there is this young man who is not just a popular artist in the Caribbean, but throughout the world in relation to soca music. And he's here and he just said, hey, this is my homie. This is a man who dealt with me in a way that if I wasn't dealt with that way, I probably will still be in the system within New York. Can you tell us about your interaction with Benjai? What happened with you and Benjai?
So this relationship with Jai and Bunji, and so I kind of met Jai and Bunji around the same time, and it's a long-standing relationship. It was one of, I don't know, maybe 1999 or 2000 or so. I was in Trinidad for Carnival, and we went to this. It was like, you say in New York, it was off Broadway, one of those shows. We went. It was so remote, you had to take a boat to get to a little island or part of the island for the show. And I saw those guys perform, and I was like, man, they're good, right? So at the time, it was like the Asylum, right? But they were just kind of starting, just getting it. And I was like, they're good. And I remember after that, I think Pre was there. So that was like my link. That's how I ended up going to the show, and through a mutual friend. And I said, these guys are good, man. And I remember going up to them, I'm like, you guys are very talented, and you guys going to go places, and I will do anything to continue helping you guys and so. That very same year, I may have invited them, you guys should come up for Carnival or whatever. So that very same year, they came up for Carnival. So Trinidad Carnival was February, this was August, or Carnival, they came up. We ended up like on a boat ride, one of those boat rides. I believe it was a Sunday. They used to have a boat ride on Sunday. And we went to that boat ride. And then, of course, when you come from a boat ride, you're drinking the alcohol. I don't drink anymore. But you're drinking the alcohol, and you're not eating much. So when the boat lands on the Carnac, what are you thinking about? Food, right? It's Sunday in Grenada. Back then, not much restaurant and all that. And I said, you know what? My mother house in Grand Mall, there's always food there, so let me go. So we pile into the cars, Benjai, Bunji, and all of us, and we went up and starting in Grand Mall, and of course, you know how we do it in Grenada. Even though there was not food cooked and ready, within half an hour, 45 minutes, we were all eating, and of course the menu was limited because Benjai and Bunji at the time didn't eat no meat. Well, they still don't eat no meat. It was fish. But you're in the village at Grand Mall, so there's always fish. And my sister and my mom and so whipped up something real quick and we eat. And that's where that bond standing. As a matter of fact, after eating, they say the end word does step in. So
they're right to say,
right. That's when you have drunk.
tendency, man.
On the couch in one of the rooms and then took them back. I think maybe they were staying at Fox Inn. But so that's where that started. Fast forward, 3 years or so later, Jai was in New York, and a search warrant was executed. He was there. Something went down. I'm in Central Booking doing something totally different, and like, no, what are you doing here? And so he told me this story, and I felt compelled to do something, because at the end of the day, you can get caught up in the system and end up going through the system and being part of the system if you don't really have an advocate. So without getting too deep into it, I looked at the merits of what happened. I happened to know the narcotics that did the search warrant. I knew the guys that executed the search warrant, and so I got some background, and I was like, and basically, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time and was not directly involved in the illegal activities of the proprietor of the place. He just went to visit. He was a Trinidadian guy that owned the place. He may have known him from Trinidad, and he went to visit, and at the same time that warrant went down, so he got swooped up in it. But had I not done what was right to advocate for him, because the owner of the place ended up, doing a number of years, maybe 10 years or so, and then end up getting deported back to Trinidad. So, yes, the Jai story is one thing, but that is something that I did throughout my career, because I know as African American, as young men, if you don't have an advocate for you, and oftentimes, yes, there's the law and there's breaking the law and it's blatant, but a lot of time there's a gray area, and the gray area means it could be you, the person is right, or the cop is right, as we see. And if you don't have somebody to push for you and to advocate for you, the cop would always be right. And so I've always, tried to do the right thing and to help as much people as I can as it relates to the law part of it. Listen, you break the law, you commit a crime, you break the law, you commit the crime, you're going to do the time. But if it is that it's one of those things that, you really...
Wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time.
I've seen it. And so that happened. I took care of it. And I guess to be honest, it's first time I hear him so emotional about it. Now, we both know what happened, right? There was my supervisors, everybody knew what happened, and we've been friends 20-something years, but it's the first time I've ever heard him so emotional about it. God bless his soul. Dexter Stewart. If you you know who's Dexter Stewart, right? Blacks. If he was with us today, he most likely would have been here also, because those were two brothers when they realized that what I was doing in terms of politics. Both reached out and advocated. Nimrod, as soon as you need me, I will be there. Right? The launch is tomorrow. Benja has been here since Sunday. He said, bro, you in Grenada, I coming up the line with you. I coming up to hang with you. We going and cook and lime and do all what we used to do. It's no financial thing. He didn't charge me a cent. I don't have to. He was telling me, he says, I getting ready to go on the plane, and my manager said to me, Jai, what's going on? The man didn't even say, nah, you don't have to worry about that. That's saved between me and Nimrod. So there was no financial thing between me and him. He just wanted to come and do this. And he actually has a show in Tobago on Friday. And
Okay,
so he had to leave early Friday morning. But if he got me life, if he didn't have that show, then believe he'll be here over the weekend hanging, because that's how we are. Let's take Talpree. I'm one of Talpree's child godparents. Talpree's my daughter's godfather. Of course, we don't walk around Grenada with that on our shirt, but that's just to show you that's the kind of relationship, because being a godparent for a child is a very important function. It's a very important role. So for somebody to ask me to be the godparent for their child, it's touching to me.
Yeah.
And
I guess this is how, if Talpree comes to your home and he's looking for his goddaughter, he say, "Where me goddaughter?"
Yep. Breathe.
Nimrod, the lighter side of you is what people really and truly they love, but I don't think that they're seeing much of it. They're seeing now Nimrod in the trenches, doing his best to ensure that the constituency is taken care of, that his party, here the NNP, is victorious in the next general elections. But the lighter side of Nimrod, and I see it sometimes when I see you take the young lion to the beach and stuff like that. But tell us a little bit about the lighter side of Nimrod Oliver.
Well, I mean, I think you figure out by now. I like to hang, I like to party, I like to engage with persons, I like to be involved with me. Andrew, I used to fly down from New York to come to Grenada for a weekend just because the men say they're making a big pot on the block, and I didn't want to miss that pot. So I jump in the plane and come down. You understand? That is. Look, I take very pride. Yes, I went to school and I have formal education. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. But that is not as important to me as my interaction with the street, as the knowledge I gain from interacting with persons in the street. I believe in that wholly. And so that would never stop. That wouldn't change me. I can have the conversations with the smallest man in the street to the biggest man in society. And I take pride. I take honest, comfortable pride in being in the community, being on the ground, interacting with the people. Because again, you asking persons to trust you, to put you in a position to represent them. So how can you do that honestly without getting to know them and being among them? The only reason why I don't walk the street barefoot is because I know people going to say, well, the man come out with the man trying to get into government and he don't even put it on a shoes in foot. But trust me, I have no problem walking the street barefoot because that's who I am.
Okay, somebody say yes, try to play dominoes. You're not very good.
And so I don't gamble, I don't advocate gambling, but if that person told me back in the days as a cop, I would get off work and before I drive out to the island, I hang out in Brooklyn and Beverly and Utica Avenue. I played a lot of dominoes and I had a lot of drinks in my car and always in my house because there's very few men I think would really beat me in some serious domino if I sit down. If I get a good partner and I sit down to put my mind to it, yeah. So whoever is making that comment, they probably would have had to buy quite a few drinks back in the days.
The madman. That's all I'll say. The madman that make that comment. And you know who the madman. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know. You're gonna expect that from the madman. What do you expect from him? But I think Carl has another question for you. Carl, what is it?
No, what I really want to say, based on this discussion with him, and based on the comments we've seen on the live, he is not a one who comes and pretends. What he is, his character precedes him. He's been doing for people a long time. And what I want to tell you, Mr. Oliver, is that you continue on that path. Because the people feel you, the people understand, and the thing about you, and the comments coming from people in that constituency that you're a real one. Even those who might not support you politically recognize that you're a real person based on how you engage and interact with them, and that's something you should continue to do.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, and I'm glad that you raised that point to circle back. Andre, one of the things, and people understand, when I say I'm knocking on every house, first of all, houses here are not color-coded, so I don't know which is a perceived NNP house or a perceived NDC house. I was knocking on every door. And even if, as I approach, you may, because some people did indicate who you support, and I'm like, just give me a minute, just hear what I have to say. And, you know, just listen to what I have to say, let me introduce myself to you, and then here's my pamphlet. You could make you could seek further information, and then you could make a decision. So I did not pick and choose. I did not skip anyone. And again, some of the, to allude to what Carl was saying, some of the best discussions I've had is from persons that may not have originally supported New National Party.
In the chat, someone is saying, he's as real can be. But I want to add just a little bit to that. He is as real can be, but the only thing real than him is Real FM. Do you agree?
Well, of course. Of course, you already know. Take it plug, Andrew. Take it plug. By all means. So I believe in life you have to be authentic. You have to be genuine because all you have is your word. Right? And I think that belief, that goes along with it. I think that I have to credit being honest, being as genuine as possible has saved my life numerous times in the street. There's a lot of things that I did, I was involved in that I don't readily talk about, but I was undercover for a lot of years. And being an undercover, even the cops don't even know you're a cop. I didn't exist in the NYPD system because I was deep. I was in a unit called Vice, and so you know what Vice does. So you're dealing with, the mafia. You're dealing with, it was a lot of stuff, right? And I believe even though I was doing my job, you still have to be honest to yourself and as honest as you possibly can with those that you are dealing with. And I know oftentimes when the bus go down or what happened, because you investigate something a year, 2 years, and guys will be like, man, I had no idea. I couldn't even believe that you were a cop because I guess my personal side of it got in things like he was so affectionate. He was so, he was so, you're doing your job. And at the same time, the respect that you treat those with that you have to lock up, it goes a long way. Like I said, I travel the world for carnival, and I've been feds in Trinidad wherever, thousands of people, and without fear. And every now and then somebody would, hey, Sarge, hey, officer, you want a drink? And you kind of turn around and you're like, because thousands of persons you may have I'm a cop. I'm in Trinidad. I'm probably just like you.
Yeah.
Nah, man, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you locked me up, and I'm wrong. But you treat me right. You allow me to call my family. You bought me a soda. You gave me some food. So you're all right, man. You're all right, cop. You want a beer? Yeah, numerous times.
Yeah.
I have been here and working and dealt with people here. Whether I'm here for carnival, whether I'm here for whatever. At the behest of my job, I'm working. But at the same time, that never got out there because I never disrespected anybody. I never treat them any different because we are all human beings. And I want to be treated the way, so I treat people in a way the way I wanted to be treated. And I've always said, especially when I was an undercover, yes, I'm a cop, even when I'm in uniform, people knew what I did. But I always said, I don't know when I will be on the other end and someone may have to call 911 for me because I might be badly injured, and I can't get to use my radio. So I always had that in the back of my mind. You have to treat people fairly. You have to treat people honestly.
Here's my big question. One of my big questions this morning is simply this. I have known Dr. Mitchell now for quite a long time. I've known Dr. Mitchell. I've interacted with him. I've gotten upset with him sometimes. He has gotten upset with me a lot of times. And I sort of, but not sort of, I know him to an extent. And when he, quote unquote, lets loose a new person in a constituency, you'll always realize that there are things that I know that he will do if he needs to hold the hand of that person, not physically holding their hand, but to guide that person. And I get the feeling that while, yes, he would have given you some instructions and he would have spoken to you, but Keith Mitchell is not necessarily there holding your hand too much. He seems to have given you and say, hey, Nimrod, I believe in you and I believe that you can do this. If you need my help, you know where to find me. You know which door to knock on if you need my help. Is that the same feeling that you've gotten over the past year or so, Nimrod?
So did you have an interview with him behind the scenes that you didn't air as yet? So is that why you're making that analogy, or that's total?
No, it's because I know him. I just said that. The basis is that I know Dr. Mitchell to that extent in terms of politics, and so I understand him. There are things of course, I don't know about him, but when it comes to politics like that, I understand him, and I know that what he would and wouldn't do.
So we have a great relationship, a long-term, outstanding relationship. I admire him, and so I guess over the years, he was a mentor, without him knowing that he was mentoring, and I knowing that he was mentoring. But I think a lot of it has to come from our interaction in the past, and he knows my capabilities, he knows my limits. And so I think he was observing. Well, not I think. I know he was observing for a while without me even knowing that he was observing. Because, and a lot of it, I think, is because what's happening now is kind of not like a natural way. So I was not really advocating to be involved in politics, but I think the things that I was doing over the years spoke volume for itself. And so he recognized that. So I think, yes, there's still 100% mentorship going on and guidance, but I think he's allowing me to showcase who I am truly as me without being over and over. And for that, I thank him and the New National Party for having that faith and that confidence in Nimrod Oliver.
Somebody in your constituency has just sent a message. Andre, with the NNP, the St. George Northeast are in safer hands, but Nimrod is in safe hands with the Northeast people. I'm sure you're liking that one, yeah?
So I'm loving it. Well, when I was elected as the caretaker, prior to meeting, I asked permission, but I told them, look, I'm not a cheating man. I don't cheat on my wife. But yes, I'm happily married. But this is a marriage between me and also the constituents. And so I've asked permission of my wife to extend that hand so that all of us together can continue the building of the St. George Northeast constituency and to take it to heights where other constituencies would be looking towards us as to, how did we get it done? Did you check your messages, Andrew?
Not yet,
Mr.
but let me give you one from a young lady out of Trinidad here. And she said, during elections, persons from Grenada go to the U.S. and other countries in North America to meet with people in that diaspora, in that country. Would the NNP be going to Trinidad and Tobago to meet with the diaspora there? And I love this one. I really love this one.
Well,
do you know of any plans? Are you guys talking this?
I don't know of any plans, but I thank the young lady for the question, because since I cannot travel to the United States of America right now, I don't even have a visa. I gave up my citizenship and I don't have a visa. Maybe I could advocate for me going to Trinidad as part of a team to meet the diaspora there. So yeah, I will raise it, Andre, and hopefully it comes to fruition.
Okay, I checked, and I'm trying to find out who are these lovely people in this thing here.
Look at the size of the glasses of ice tea.
Yeah, oh, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. That's your iced tea lady. Well, that's great. That's wonderful. Here's Zingo now. No, Zingo saying, Andre, I know Dr. Mitchell very well, and I'm happy you asked this question, because if Dr. Mitchell realizes someone is doing well, he ain't going there. Well, yeah, a lot of times Zingo, he doesn't go there. He don't go there. Don't go there, Zingo. Great. Carl has something for you.
Just to come in here, Mr. Nimrod. Politics is still our grassroots, and you seem to have a serious handle on the grassroots. Then based on all that he said and what is known of you, have love for people. And I was very happy when you mentioned you are the husband of one wife. Very important. And I implore you to continue along those lines with the grassroots, because we know grassroots is all about politics. And we know you don't pretend to love people. That's you. So with those three ingredients, I see you doing very well and recognizing that your love for the people has nothing to do with you coming into politics now or want to think. You had love for the people since then. And that speaks volumes, because sometimes you find many times we tend to pretend we love people to get into politics. But that's not about you. And I'm very happy and comfortable. You as a person coming into it would add to the house of the NNP, because we have love in the house, and you come in a person full with love, and that is what you call a good marriage. So I want you to continue on that trend.
I want to pledge from you. You make a lot of promises with me on different programs, and there are those that I remember, and this one I'm never gonna forget. I want to get from you, Nimrod. I want to get from you a promise to not just the people of St. George Northeast, but to Grenada as a whole, and not just citizens living on the island, but citizens out of Grenada, wherever they may be. I want to promise that Nimrod Oliver will not change.
Listen, I've said it to persons out there, and I'll say it to you again. At my age, change is not even an option. I'm too old to learn new. Who I am, it's natural. It always has been who I am, and so I don't see the situation or being in an elected office changing. Look, it's no secret what I did. As a career, as a job over the years. And so I've always been in positions where, power is there. I retired out of Manhattan. Manhattan is the mecca of the world, right? Like it or not, New York City is the mecca of the world. And as a supervisor, as a lieutenant in New York City making decisions, you having my chiefs to this day think I'm coming back. Beg me not to retire. Beg me not to leave. Not 1, 2, 3, but 4 of them. Right? Chiefs, they're chiefs. Chiefs in the NYPD. And because of my commitment and the way in which I operated and how I did my job, they enjoyed having me around. The current mayor of New York City, you know, they say the mayor of New York City is the 3rd most important job in the whole of the US, right?
Yeah, yes, that's correct.
Right. So I know the first is the president. I forget who is the second, but I know they always say the mayor of New York City. So Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, used to be one of my supervisors in NYPD. Right? I'm saying that to say, to put it in context. You deal with people, you meet people of power, but you take that, you learn from it, you learn from them if they have positive attributes, and you're able to apply that to help uplift your community. In January of this year, right? January of this year, the outgoing commissioner of NYPD, Dermot Shea, came to this island here for vacation. Right?
Wow.
We had a new mayor that came in New Year's, Old Year's Day, New Year's Day,
Yeah.
and the commissioner changed. A week later, he was on this show. He was on this show, spent a week here in Grenada. And of course, yes, he stayed in a resort, but you know, I took him around in the
Yes.
took him around and showed him some of the beauty that the resort he would not have experienced on the resort. But the key thing is, here you have an outgoing or commissioner of police. In New York City Police Department is 40,000 persons, and chose this island paradise as his vacation spot. And you very well know, yes, he's the commissioner. But how much other celebrities or persons with vast amounts of cash choose? So if we don't emulate it, right? Part of it is me and others advocating the beauty of this place, and so people want to come here, right?
I want one other promise from you that because I want to see the look on their faces, so that the first time when you win, and the first time you're going to be going on official business to the US, I want to be there with you so I can see the look on the faces of the guys you used to work with. I want to be there, Chief. Promise me that.
It's a lot of love, right? You know, so if you follow a lot of Facebook, a lot of the guys in NY, because again, yes, I was a New York City police officer, but then no, all they heard about is Grenada and Grenada and Grenada, right? I have a friend that's coming in today. He's retired. From the first day I went into the precinct as a rookie, he was already there. He retired as a first grade detective. I mean, that's a feat that if it comes, you know, to get to that position, 30 years of service. You see the guy, he looks like he's 20 years, but he was in NYPD for 30 years. He was born in Guyana, went to New York, maybe at age 10, 12. And I could stay here and tell you, in the last 7 years, he's been to Grenada more times than he's been to Guyana. And that's his purpose. He's on JetBlue right now as we speak, coming in because he wanted to be there for me tomorrow. So that's the kind of bond. Carl, to go back to one of the things that you said. Again, I think I mentioned it earlier with engaging everyone. But when election comes and when that results comes out, I want each and everyone in St. George Northeast to know I am the representative, or will be the representative for everyone. Whether or not you voted for me and or the National Party, as your parliamentary representative, I am still your representative, so you still have a voice and you still have a door to come in to express your concerns and to seek assistance or whatever it is that you may need. Because you have to be fair to everyone.
The mantra for the past week and a half was, or still is, it's going to be like a movie. What the hell is going to be like a movie? What's going on here? What's that?
There's more celebrities that will be flying in today, and tomorrow and we're gonna leave that alone.
No. You can't do that. You can't do that. Don't spoil our friendship now. Don't spoil our friendship. Don't spoil the brotherhood.
I know you love breaking news and you love the breaking news, but there's just some things that you just gotta watch the movie to learn. You can't have a movie spoiler.
You know what?
You can't have a movie spoiler. Come on, you know better.
You know what? The friendship between us, it just took a hit.
Never. It's good. It's good like mommy Sunday cook food. We good. That's how good it is.
Anyway, but my final question to you this morning, Nimrod, and this one has nothing to do with NNP, with elections or anything else. Every morning, I can put my pot on a fire, and let me look and see what it was this morning. Where is Nimrod? Let's see what it was this morning.
Go ahead and read them out.
Every morning, I'm looking for it now. Let's see where. Okay, there you are. And what did he send this morning? Okay, it says, "I choose to live by choice, not chance. To be motivated, not manipulated. To be useful, not used. To make changes, not excuses. To excel, not compete. I choose self-esteem, not self-pity. I choose to listen to my inner voice, not to the random opinion of others. I choose." You have chosen the NNP. And that was not by chance, was it?
No. Look, I sit, I assess, I evaluated, and from very early, I liked what the New National Party was doing for Benin. I mean, I'm talking very, very early. And so I made that commitment that this is the party I'm going to join, this is the party I'm going to support. And so while I may not have been in frontline politics per se, I've always involved with the support group in New York, and obviously, because of my job that I was in, may not have been totally out front in doing a lot of things, but definitely was involved 150%, getting things done and making sure that whatever we can do in the diaspora to ensure that the New National Party remains in power was done, because I firmly believe that is the party to continue the building of our Tri-Island state.
Well, I just got a message from Grand Mall here, and it says, "Tell Nimrod, Grand Mall is proud of him, and we are supporting him 100%. I don't think you can ask for better.
I can ask for better. The love is there.
It's a suspense movie starring Nimrod Oliver with a happy ending. Snug Corner, we coming. That is the name of the movie, or Snug Corner, we coming?
Snug Corner, we coming.
Hey,
I think Small Man is a lot more popular than me, so I might have to give Small Man a role in that movie. I don't know. I might have to bring
you might just have to do that.
Nimrod, I have his own fan club,
Nimrod, I thank you so very much for this morning, for sharing Real FM microphones and of course cameras, sharing the lovely background. I wait to have a seat on those leather chairs.
You know you're more than welcome anytime. You when you come in town, just call me and say, "Hey, I'm coming. Let me leave for you." You like it, right? But any place that I abode, any place that I sleep, I kind of have like a open loop policy. I mean, for a camp, a farmer camp, it's kind of weird. It's kind of my doors are always open because, and I love to cook, right? Wifey's on the way in today, so I done season up she meat and fish and all kind of thing yesterday. So as soon as I get off with you, I'm going to start the preparation to make sure that she have some hot food when she gets home.
My brother, take care of yourself. All the best. I'll see you tomorrow, God's willing. And as I always like to say, my mantra is always one love.
Thank you very much, Kyle. Thank you.
Blessings.
thank you to your listening audience for giving me of the time and indulging and allowing me to share their morning. I know it's very busy in the morning time, so it's a blessing that persons could take the time to actually listen. You speak to me, and I'm not sure if I'll get invited again, but we good.
I forget you with this thing, man. You know, you invited all the time. That's a problem with you. Eh? That's a problem. And the nice thing about it is that, you know, I'll tell you this, and I'd make an admission here. The friendship we share is sort of it's traveling along the same road that the friendship with myself and your political leader.
Right.
That friendship kind of traveling along, and I see it blossoming just like the friendship between myself and your political leader has blossomed. I see our friendship, you know, taking that same route. And plus, you have some constituents there. Boy, they always have me up in my throat. Yeah, if I do say anything wrong, they coming at me like black ants, you know, man. They're easy, I'm telling you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you alluding to the growth of our friendship. I appreciate my constituents in St. George Northeast for having my back, because I know you could, you're a no nonsense kind of guy. You know, so every now and then you need a little support.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate that. No, I mean, listen. Again, it comes back to us respecting each other, us working together, and because at the end of the day, it's about building Grenada. It's not about the individual. It's not about it's about Grenada, and I'm proud to be offering myself for continued service in the further building and development of our beautiful Tri-Island state.
I'm going to give you a laugh. I'm going to give you a laugh with the last thing I'm going to read to you. And this is coming from a mutual friend. And instantly as I say that, you would understand what I mean. A mutual friend.
Yes.
So I sent a message. I didn't hear that.
I already know.
Right. So I sent a message to the friend and I said, hey, like you let me go this morning, not even a guideline. That was sent since about 13 minutes past 8 o'clock. At 8:40, I get not at all. And at 8:41, big up my candidate. I don't talk. Yeah.
And we outside. As the thing go, we outside, right? We outside. We in the thing, right? We outside.
Hey, bro, take care of yourself. One love and have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, please, God.
Blessings.
Oh, by the way, are you coming up tonight to Delma's meeting?
No, because Brother Cox is having one in Cananglade.
Oh, yes, he's having one, yes.
So I have to bring some greetings from St. George Northeast, so I will.
All right, so I'll be up at Delma tonight, and then I'll see you tomorrow, please, God.
And then after tomorrow, please God, what happening Saturday?
Well, definitely we in Telescope.
Right,
I'm going back, so we'll see then again.
I know Telescope is not really your thing, but I expect to get some broth and thing when I come on this Saturday, please God, because it's early.
One love. I always say one love.
You know, Rastaman don't deal with the dead eyes, no chicken, no.
One love, brethren. One love, bro. I got you.
All right,
okay,
so.
then. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, man.
To make sure that he delivers, because
well, let me tell you this.
Party delivers, so I'm confident to deliver.
You should be asking Carl for that fish broth because he is less than 300 meters away from that said location. So Carl is who you have to ask for that.
No, and he not about asking Carl. And the fish broth could come from where Dimra just send greetings to that person every day.
Okay, yes, I done.
And they're listening now.
They're listening now.
And not only that, real leaders lead. So if he's saying he's a leader, it doesn't matter who does it, but he would delegate and make sure that it gets done. That's just a little military.
And that's what NNP is all about.
I salute you, sir. Take care. One
Say
love.
no more.
All right, take care, Sapney.
All right, blessings.
All right, great. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. Carl Caton, good morning to you once again. We are going to take a quick break, Carl.
Yeah.
And then we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
The Rotary Clubs in Grenada introduce the Good Neighbor Initiative, a program designed to assist individuals and families who require short-term assistance with electricity bill payment and the cost associated with rewiring of homes due to fires and natural disasters. If you or someone you know is in need of help, please visit our website at www.goodneighborinitiative.org. The Good Neighbor Initiative, helping individuals and families with short-term electricity bill payments and electrical wiring. One neighbor at a time.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at you, basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&N Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757, Hope 440-6757, Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&N Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantimel in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, boats of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brother Andre. Good
Morning.
morning, Master Carl.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Brother Andre, today, the road outside by the electoral parliamentary office should be officially opened today, but they push it back for later to be announced.
The road where?
Yeah, from Northwest, out by the electoral parliamentary office. They come into Shenda, they are already constructed. It was announced to be officially open today, but they push it back for later date.
For a later date. Okay, fine, no problem. Great.
Yeah, but I listened to Mr. Oliver. I never listened to that man. I feel that love and I care for that young man. And what I knew about that young man, not only as he gets in politics, he tells people he can't love them. And if I really get to know what he good, I was hearing talking about how we reaching out and helping the people of St. John Northwest, even the young men with football. He always said in for the people up there during Christmas sandwich. So he came in there with that love for people already. And when I look back, Brother Andre and Master Carl, of the candidate that Dr. Mitchell get to run for constituency, look at the track record and look and see, you will see what they be doing in the village. Always involved in community development work. Right? So they know people know them. So when they come and tell you, vote for them, you already knew them and you know what they stand for. But when people leave it in a, someone leaving there, you wonder if they were in America and they just arrived back. According to the paratroopers, they just came out from the sky because they would get back in politics. They come up for me and to say no, vote for me, I love you. That thing then it can't work so.
Okay.
You have to be there with people.
All right.
Really good, and but you have to be there with them. So Andre,
take care, man. One love. Carl, there was something that you wanted to explain. You said after Nimrod you do it. What was that again? You don't remember?
How could I forget?
Okay, so tell me.
The social stability of this country and the correlation with the low crime rate, Andre Donald. Now, this present administration recognizes that we need to have stability. No children can flourish in a war zone or instability. It also recognizes that social stability is important because there are people among us who means cannot afford them to be in a particular way. And unlike many countries in the region, where the crime rate is high, the quintessential part of it, this government recognizes enabling to have an enabling atmosphere for businesses to thrive, creating jobs and employment. And two, even those that cannot be absorbed in this system, the government find ways and means of taking care of them. For example, the safety net programs.
I want to mention a name for you and then say whatever you want to say. St. Kitts Nevis.
Yeah.
Just say whatever you want to say. When you hear that, what are you thinking now? St. Kitts Nevis.
Well, St. Kitts Nevis is just a precursor to the pronouncement made by the cabal NDC here that they go do everything. They go pay that, they go make everybody permanent. The guy in St. Kitts say you give 10% increase in salary, you remove all tax on everything, and you see the situation in it. So it's just a prerequisite. So if people understand what it is that plays in St. Kitts, that is the same pronouncement the cabal is making in this country. But the cabal making pronouncement about pension and so on, and forgetting the enabling atmosphere, Andre, forgetting the social stability and the correlation to crime. Because every end of the month, or the last Thursday thereabouts, there's a lot of people who means cannot afford to expect and do receive something from the government. So they don't have to resort to crime to live. And that is important to know. You know? And other countries in our jurisdiction here cannot say that is why the crime rate is as is, because they don't have a social safety, social stability. And that is one of the hallmarks of the new National Party. Social stability has a direct correlation with the low crime rate here. Because a man don't have to go and commit crime to live.
I keep saying it, and I find I'm starting to sound like a broken record, so this is probably the last time I'm going to say it like this. Speaking to Deonje,
yeah,
she said to me where she lives, well, not just where she lives, because where she lives is in the area not too far from where she goes to school, right?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a gated community, but they have certain levels of security, cameras, blah, 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 blah. And if she has to go maybe less than quarter of a mile away from home, depending on the time of day, she has to take a taxi. Otherwise, she becomes a prime target for robbery.
And in that place, you don't see that on the front page.
No, that ain't making the print media. It's not gonna, but for that matter, it doesn't even make news.
Yeah.
When these things happen, they don't make news. You know, because this country depends on tourism.
Yes.
And every single person in that country understands that is where their bread is buttered.
Yes.
And because that is where your bread is buttered, you have to take care of it.
That's a bread and butter issue.
But in Grenada, tourism is not a bread and butter issue. Not for the Grenada Today. Yes, I said the Grenada Today, and I know I said that. Not for the Grenada Today, and not for the other newspapers. tourism is not their bread and butter, if they saw it as their bread and butter, Carl, they will not do what they're doing with every single thing. You know, all who receiving pictures and stuff. You didn't hear that one, no? The pictures that are being sent via social media. You didn't hear about that one, no? I will brief you. I can't speak to it here.
Yep.
Go on. Yeah, tell me. You have 10 seconds.
Nah, go on.
Well, goodbye, Carl. Take care, yourself. Have a wonderful day. Grenada, I love you. Mr. Nimrod Oliver, once again, thank you, Mr. Nimrod Oliver. Thank you for allowing us to share with the people of Grenada and by extension the rest of the world this morning. Goodbye. God bless. I'm out of here.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.
Good day, Mr. James. I'm just here looking at Grenlec's new mobile app.
Sounds great. Can I use it to check my bill balance?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Enter your account number and Grenlec access number, and that's it. You can now check your balance, track your usage, receive outage alerts, and get updates from Grenlec in real time. You can even use the app to report a power outage or a fault with a pole or street light. Add as many accounts as you want. Track your business account, apartment rentals, and Granny's account, all in one convenient place.
Thanks, Susan. I'll be telling everyone I know about Grenlec's new app.
The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Welcome back. Locally, a new symbol to be added to the ballot paper to represent the newest party, Power. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago to ramp up gas production. Kari Roberts reports.
Energy Minister Stuart Young says Trinidad and Tobago stands ready to ramp up production of gas to meet the world's shortfall from Russia. Speaking on CNN on Tuesday, Minister Young was asked by host of Quest, means business Richard Quest, how the world can wean itself off Russian oil and gas. Mr. Young said he expects the country's output to return to pre-pandemic level by next year and plays its own role in meeting the shortfall from Russia.
So there's a whole renewable conversation which we're in support of, but we see gas as the cleanest hydrocarbon fossil fuel, and we actually think gas is going to be around for decades. So for example, in Trinidad, 99.9% of our electricity needs are derived from the natural gas that we produce. So how does the rest of the world, and in particular Europe, deal with this current crisis? You have to look at where there's alternative supply of natural gas, and hey, Trinidad and Tobago is one of those places.
Minister Young added that TNT has been a significant oil and gas producer and is ready to assist with the crisis.
Height of production, we were